Hello, Life Made Simple. I'm Helena Grant. I'm founder and CEO of the personal styling company H. Grant Style and creator of the online course Be Your Own Stylist. And I am also an incredibly proud alum of the Phoenix Mentorship. I am so excited to be sharing with you a little bit about my insights and my experience in this unbelievable program. And I want to start out right off the bat with the 5 things that I do now that I didn't do before the Phoenix Mentorship. So we're going to start out with the 5 things, and then I've got a little background, a little story. So if you want to stick around for the story, great, but I'm going to give you the quick and dirty that I was able to put into perspective about where I was and where I am now. So here we go. 5 things that I do now that I didn't do before Phoenix. Number 1, listen to myself. That's a big one. I did not used to listen to myself. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the story, the background. Number 2, follow through with ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I'm pretty much made out of them. And I didn't follow through with a whole lot of them. Number 3, understand my gifts and how to apply them. Number 4, maintain lasting friendships. And number 5, love myself. So those are the top 5. There are probably more, but those are the ones that really resounded with me. And I'm going to say hello to Marlene and Karen. Thank you so much for being here with me as I talk a little bit about my experience with Emily Aarons and her amazing Phoenix Mentorship program, and a little bit of background and insight into who I am now and who I was before I started. So I first met Emily in person. We were speakers at the Elite Workshop, which has its next round coming up on April 19th. But we were both speakers at the end of last April, and I offered all the speakers my styling services because a lot of people work from home and they don't know what to wear when they're presenting themselves. And so I gave that as a gift to all the other speakers. So we had a party at Best Dressed in South Boston where you can rent the most current, most beautiful gowns. And I styled all the other speakers, and I started working with Emily early on in the party, and she's so petite, she's so adorable. It was easy to find dresses that we thought would look great on her. And over the course of 90 minutes, we probably tried on that many dresses. And they all looked good in some ways, but there was just something missing. And so all the other speakers, check. Within 2 to 3 dresses, I had the perfect dress for them that made them so happy. And with Emily, there was just something that wasn't there. And she was a little bit deflated and a little bit defeated. And I said, look, here's my cell phone number. If you're out shopping and you find something that you think might work, text me. Send me a picture. I'm happy to support you via text virtually until you find something that really is going to serve you. Not just for this event, because now you're not renting the dress, you're going to be buying it, but something that's going to really be representative of your brand, that makes you feel fabulous and powerful and all of it. Hello, Ariana. And she looked at me and she said, you're doing something much bigger than telling people what to wear. And it struck me. It hit me on such a deep, resounding level that someone saw through my showmanship. And the talent was there, but for me it was okay, it's clothing, it's shopping, it's style, but I want to be doing something bigger. I want to be contributing on a bigger level. And Emily saw that in me, and that was such a compliment, and really made me very intrigued about what she does. And so the next time I saw Emily was actually at the event. We texted back and forth. She found this adorable blue dress from Nordstrom Rack. It was $20, and it was just perfection on her. It made her feel so good. And then we did a live styling at the event. She brought some jewelry with her, and I helped her put the whole look together. And it was just this whole new experience for me of working with someone who's very open and wanted to share. And so that day was a formative day on so many levels, to be able to address an audience. I love to speak, and to forge a personal relationship with Emily as well. And when I was leaving that night, so this was in Massachusetts, And I was driving home to Connecticut. And I wasn't sharing with a lot of people that I was dividing my time between Boston and Connecticut. I was still like putting up this veneer that I was, still living in Boston and that I was this like single woman. And that's not authentically who I am at all. I spend a lot of time in Boston. I'm very independent, but I'm married. I have a child, and our primary residence is in Connecticut. So anyways, I was getting in the car, and Emily said, drive safely, which is such an offhanded comment when someone's getting in the car. And I was like, oh, yeah. I drive all the time. I drive safely. And I was 8 minutes from home when I looked down at my Waze to see if I was going to make it in time to say goodnight to my daughter. It was late, though. There was, like, no real way. She was still going to be awake. And then all of a sudden, there were just, like, airbags all around me. And it was literally, I was like, what? Oh, my God, are these airbags? What just happened? And I kind of, like, gathered myself, and I was like, okay, I need to get out of the car. And I opened the door, and the car was still moving. So I luckily didn't try to exit. It was just one leg that got a little bit dragged. But I got out of the car. Eventually, I hit the brake, and so I got out of the car, and immediately my brain just wanted to intellectualize the situation. And it was like, what am I learning right now? What is the message that is being sent to me in such a profound, like, insane way? And I was completely not at fault. There was no reason for that other car to be crossing over that main road, late on a Saturday night. And luckily, both of us were okay. I didn't realize actually how injured I was until later. But yep, little bit of a spirit dope slap, Karen. You are right. And I recognized it. I knew it. I was like, what is going on right now? This is like one of those times you're in it and you're like, this is going to be huge for whatever reason. Hopefully it's going to be for good. And again, everything other than some burns from the airbags, and I did break my hand. Not a terrible break. It was just a fracture. Just enough of a reminder that I am not immortal. I have a physical body that I need to take care of. And still, I continued on that trajectory of hiding. I hid that I had a broken hand. I hid it from my audience. I hid it from my parents. And I even tried to hide it from myself. So the physical injury took longer than it should have to really heal. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much for being here. And I went, and so the police came, the ambulance, both the, other guy and I had to be taken away in ambulances. And it was a good thing because my hand was obviously swelling up. And actually I had the ring that I had designed, my engagement ring, imploded. It has to be completely reconstructed. The ring I'm wearing now is my grandmother's. And I truly believe that ring saved my finger because of how it was mangled. And again, I didn't see it coming. I had no idea. It was just smack right into this guy. He didn't see me coming. I didn't see him there. And that's almost a good thing when you don't see something coming, because you don't tense up and try to do something. For me, it was just whoa, okay, here we go. We're in a whole new reality. And it took a little while to step into that. And in June, I had the opportunity to go on Emily's retreat in the Berkshires. And again, my hand was supposed to take 4 to 6 weeks to heal. And this was 6 weeks out, and it was not healing. And I was also experiencing some very emotional, very trying times in my personal life. My dad had been diagnosed with stage 4 tongue cancer. He was supposed to only live 6 months, and he was on month 5 at that point. He is now doing very, very well, which is so wonderful. And very trying time with my mom, and all of it, I was trying to hide it all. And I was just really running into a lot of roadblocks in my business and in my personal life. And I just knew that with my hand not healing, I needed some serious healing. And it wasn't just about my physical body, which was also really not supporting me. I was sick all the time, like at least once a month. Sinus infections, ear infections, sore throats, migraine headaches, like out the wazoo. So when Emily said that she was putting together this retreat in the Berkshires, at first I was like, oh, that's cute. That's what other people need. I don't need that. And then it didn't take me long to listen to that voice, to listen to myself. And I was like, oh, I need that. I need to break through the armor, the shell that I have created around myself that I thought was protecting me, but really it was hindering me. And I knew that Emily was going to be the right person to help guide me through that. And so the Berkshire retreat was so transformative and really eye-opening. And so then when Emily contacted me about launching the Phoenix Mentorship, it was at the perfect time because I had experienced what it's like to have someone crack through that shell and really get to that core of who you are and help you draw that out. And it was also at a moment where I was seeing myself like here. And I saw this other vision of myself like here. And I was like, how am I going to get there? How am I going to do it? When's it going to happen? What do I need to do? What? How? And I just knew in talking to Emily that was the how, that was the what, that was the when, or at least the beginning of saying yes to myself, saying yes to my business, investing on a whole new level. And maybe at this moment, my results are not totally quantifiable. I can't give you numbers necessarily that would convince you, right off the bat, but I can speak to the enormous transformation that I have experienced, not only working with Emily herself and the individual attention, but with the women that she brought together. So that speaks to, I think that was number 4, maintaining lasting relationships. It was friendships that were forged on a very formal basis, but to be surrounded by like-minded women who inspire you, encourage you, share their ideas with you, and then thus you get to share your ideas with them and watch them flourish and share your successes. It's a whole new world. And it's the world that I knew existed, the world that I've prayed for and wished for, because since I was so young, I have had this request coming out of me. Please help me make the world as beautiful as I know that it can be. But the big hurdle with accomplishing that up until now was that I didn't know how to love myself. And so loving myself was definitely not what I anticipated out of this whole thing. I didn't realize how much I hated myself and how hard I was on myself. So when you have those other clear voices of those, women that are supporting you, that are in the mentorship with you, and you have Emily supporting you through the spirituality, the spiritual side of business, it is not bullshit. It is so true, especially when you own your own business, because you are your business. You can't separate the two. If you're separating the two, it's for me, it felt like I was, I don't know, like a ball of air encased in concrete that was totally untethered. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how it felt. I was this heavy weight floating around. I kind of had a direction, but it wasn't the trajectory was not clear. And so now it's, again, a whole new world. Thanks to Emily, the Phoenix Mentorship, and all the women that have been a part of it. So that accident, I went back, they furnished me with a police report, obviously. And it was at the intersection of Blue Hills Avenue, which is a 4-lane parkway kind of thing. It has the green median in the middle and 2 lanes on either side going in either direction. So Blue Hills Avenue was the road that I was on and the road that I ended up on. So I hit this guy, I hit his front passenger side, and my car turned off to the right. and dragged me a little bit. And then it was like this, the voice, like, what am I learning right now? And the name of that road was Phoenix Crossing. So my call to action for you today is, if you are even considering something, making an investment in your business, making a movement towards being something, a better version of yourself, please consider the Phoenix Mentorship. Talk to Emily and get the details from her. And if you want to talk to someone who has been through this program, and I'm obviously a huge fan, but if you just want another bit of insight, I'm going to be posting my calendar link in this live, and I call it a style boost. So I offer this to people as a free call, and we don't have to talk about clothes. We can talk about the Phoenix Mentorship and where you are. I'm that much of a proponent. I know cart closes on, I think it's the 19th. So you don't have a whole lot of time, but there are a few hours that have opened up here and there. Quick 15-minute call. I'm happy to give you a style boost in any direction. If that is about your attire, or if you want to talk about the Phoenix Mentorship, or if you just want to be like, hey, Helena, how you doing? Because now, among the many things that I do now that I didn't do before Phoenix, is talk to people and share and take phone calls and do Facebook Lives. I was terrified of doing Facebook Lives. It took me actually I didn't start doing them until January. I don't know if you know that, but it was the accountability that Emily created. And she was like, if you really want to be contributing to the world on a bigger level, you need to be sharing who you are and accessing your audience in a new way. So maybe this is number 6, things I didn't do before that I do now, thanks to the Phoenix Mentorship. So one more time, the top 5 things. 1, listen to myself. 2, follow through with ideas. 3, understand my gifts and how to apply them. 4, maintain lasting friendships. And 5, love myself. So because I love myself, I can love my audience that much more, and my friends, which is just really nice. So thank you all for joining. I'm going to post the calendar link now if you would like to sign up for a Style Boost call. Obviously, Emily is going to be your first person to talk to. Read all the information you can on her program. And really, even if Phoenix isn't right for you, I recommend working with her on any level possible. So thanks so much for being here. Lots of love, lots of light, and stay stylish. Mwah.